What's up? I'm back at it with another one. This time, I'm gonna talk about what I would plan for this channel if Roblox were to come crashing down sooner than I thought it could. Like hypothetically, if all those doomsday people are right and that all of Roblox is like done for in, let's say, like 2 or 3 months from now, all I have is like an iPad and a phone, right? I don't really, no, not really. I don't even have a computer in my house. All I have is these two things that I could use for making videos and stuff. They're basically my only options. I mean, sure, I could try Xbox, but I don't really know how I would get that imported onto these devices where I could then upload the video footage. So that one's a mystery. I don't know how that would turn out. But there's like if Roblox is like all done and it's basically dead and all of the updates they push later on ruin the game and it makes it impossible for me to make videos on here. There's some paths I could take for sure. It's just that when that time comes and I don't have a computer yet, I'll have to figure out like which way to pivot and stuff. One way I could probably, I mean, I already mentioned that, like maybe Xbox footage, but then again, I don't know how that importation would work when transferring the mobile, so not sure how that quality would go either way. And if I matter of fact, this up here, this would be like gone if I were to do it from Xbox, because I don't know, this probably doesn't exist. So yeah, there might not even be any face cam at all if I'm doing it from Xbox. So that's one way I could do it if Roblox was all done for. And I suppose some other ways I could do it, or like what I could upload on these channels if Roblox is all done for. Like if this platform is straight up obsolete, right? Maybe they push out bad updates that ruin the gameplay in some way, where it's like this stuff right here, yeah, it's probably gonna look very different at some point, and I might not even be able to play on here anymore, which would suck, because it's the only like good platform I have right now, because I'm only on these two devices, and that's what I have available to me. I mean, technically there's Minecraft, but honestly, I don't know how that would be on mobile. Here's the thing, the only gaming platform where Minecraft would be best for me is Xbox. And once again, don't know how Xbox would translate well over on mobile, so that might not even be a possibility. It's kind of hard to contemplate right now. Or like not contemplate, but try to process stuff. Because here's the thing, what other content could I pivot to if Roblox crashes earlier than I anticipate? I guess one way I could go is like a art community kind of thing. It's, I mean, that's a rough rendition of it, but maybe like I could be more of an art channel where I show some of these cool drawings or whatever. Like publish these drawings on my channels and maybe take in like random art people make, stuff like that. It could probably be more of an art channel until I find some other game I can play. Or like if I get a computer, then I can play some kind of Steam games, which I don't know what that would look like, but I'll just have to figure that out. over time. So that's one way. I could temporarily become an art channel, or maybe, or I can go into like more of the real stuff. Not sure how I would visualize it though. That's my best representation of it. Just real content, you know? The stuff that some of those YouTubers make where they're more like genuine and don't want to say necessarily unfiltered, but they're more authentic than normal. Like what you'd expect off of this platform. So I could either pivot to one of those two, or maybe what else could I pivot to other than those? I mean, sure, I could definitely do those, but what else could there be? It's kind of difficult to think a little bit. What else? I got on those two things, but what's a third thing I can pivot towards if Roblox crashes down and I don't have a computer? I'm actually not too sure. I mean, I can totally think it over time, but it's only like probably been 5 minutes. Not all my thoughts are well put together yet. I was thinking of stuff the other time. I just can't remember what they were as well. I'm just gonna try to draw a Steam logo right here. Don't know how accurate. You know what? Just put a wrench. Honestly, just put a wrench and just call it Steam. that's the best I can visualize that. But that would be like once I get a computer, though. So I could, like, in the meantime, actually, this seems like an inaccurate direction. I think this should just apply to every single option, you know? Like, whenever I do get a computer, then I can go on over to Steam Games and how do I say this? It could probably be a similar way of content to like people like Queso or 3FS, you name it. It would probably be like one of those, right? Not bar for bar, obviously. I want to like do my own thing with it, but generally like what games they play or like what the place where they get their games, I would probably get them from there too, right? Once again, I'm trying to think of like is there another thing apart from these two that I could pivot towards? Man, it's hard to. It's my gosh. Because I'm trying to think. The stuff I'm thinking kind of fits in with this stuff right here. You know what? This is basically like. More like art and animation. Maybe animation. I don't know if I spelled that right. Yeah. Because I've done some basic animation before, mostly 2D. But that could be one thing I do along with the art stuff if Roblox is done for and I don't have a computer by the time that happens. Man. It's kind of hard to think about this a bit. Also, I've been kind of exhausted lately, so I mean, not necessarily. Basically, I'm just been a bit tired, so it's kind of hard to think straight. Maybe something along, like maybe it could be more like that old footage of, well, not this. What I'm trying to say is a possible. I don't know if I would even choose this one, but one thing I could do is just straight up do Xbox stuff, except I use one of these to record it. Phone or iPad, doesn't matter. I could use one of these to record me in real life playing one of this, like one of these games. Because on here, there are some good games I have on the Xbox. I probably wouldn't be able to make it like a replicable format to what I have now, but it would probably suffice for a bit. And maybe on the editing, I could probably put in like drawn characters of this or whatever, like edit them in the screen or like the recording I make. I don't know, something like that, really. Those could be 3 options I choose. Definitely more I'm thinking about, but these are like the best well put ones that I can think of at the moment. I was thinking of saying things that I wouldn't pivot towards, but I don't know. That's equally as difficult to think of at the moment. I think that might be these might be the best options, honestly. Because here's the thing, if it's hard for me to think up any other options right now, that probably means these are like the best things I can pivot towards. Okay, but let me clarify one thing here, though. For this part, like where I make like genuine content, like where I'm showing my unfiltered self, that would be like an only on the VOD channel or whatever. Basically the channel where I upload my full-length videos and I don't have much editing put into them. That would be where the real videos belong. Meaning if I were like, let's say, stuck with this option only, the main channel would be neglected. If that was my only. But I don't think that would happen necessarily, though. The main channel could probably have this stuff featured with all the art and stuff, or gameplay of me in real life playing on an Xbox, and then overlaying some images over the recording. Stuff like that. I think those are my best thoughts. If I get any better thoughts, I would probably put them in the comments because I don't want to make this video longer than it needs to be. So, yeah, I think that's about it for me. So, bye-bye.